about it right now. I can just claim to be a doctor. Oh,
anybody can claim to be a doctor.
Again, Logan. I love the like. Okay, and that means we're going live.
All right, it's about time.
I forgot. Doctor Who. See, there's all kinds of
Dr. Bank. To all my patients.
Dr. Seuss.
We referenced Dr. Seuss now 2 podcasts in a row.
We did. At the beginning, too.
Hey, if there's anyone to go by that had a great career, it's Dr. Seuss.
Oh, amazing career.
Speaking of which, Gilbert Gottfried, talking about comedy, passed away today. So I just want to give a shout out to Gilbert Gottfried. He literally stretched any demographic you could imagine, from comedic to the children's thing with the Aladdin appearances. So
yep. Aladdin, yep.
Shout out to Gilbert.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins as well. We're gonna handle it better than Adam Schefter on it, and we're gonna give him some love.
Rest in peace.
I told you we were gonna talk about anything. This is just gonna be, guys talking sports. That's what we do. One of the biggest advice I ever got from some of the bigger guys, which we will discuss on what I consider our mega show coming up at the end of the week. We're gonna talk. We're going to give some first impressions near the end of the show on the United States Football League, but I have a big mega show plan with some features from the big-time fantasy people in the industry. And I'm not just saying that. Although, I will say, I thought I got hit up by a player in the United States Football League last night. I got excited. I text Mike, and it wasn't who I thought it was. It was just a fan.
Hey.
But I will say,
fans are good. Haters are good too.
He's a super fan. He was a super fan. He might even join the podcast. So there's some live networking for you. But I thought it was Brandon Banks, the wide receiver, and it was not Brandon Banks. So, but
that's a good idea.
It was a bank. So, and he does love the United States Football League. So we might be getting him on. And we have some of the bigger YouTubers that are covering it. I've already spoke to it. And we're talking about a collaboration with me and Mike maybe at the end of this week. So stay tuned for that. I also talked to my indie rock professional wrestler, and he's going to give us some of his music. So we're gonna have a full production for that podcast. It's gonna be pretty nice. I got a lot of stuff to debut for that. Talk about debut. We were watching the debut of the playoffs tonight. What do you guys think initially of these playing games? I know me and Mike talked about it from my theory standpoint, but now that it's here, this is good. This is going to stay, right? These these playing games. I mean, I already mentioned it yesterday. The March Madness feel, the NBA likes it. It's almost like Christmas Eve, and then the playoffs are Christmas. Like, they've bought in now. They've made it part of the gimmick.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? Whoa, hold on, Dr. Bank.
It's all good. I'll go by either. Dr. Bank is a little bit of a
give people the backstory, Mike.
Persona. It's an inside joke with a friend and I going from back in the day. But we ever said if we were gonna have an account and make picks, Dr. Bank would be the alter ego. So I'm rolling with it, and we'll see what happens. And if you want to check it out, it's Dr. The Hokies on Twitter to follow.
Yo, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, guys.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast too.
Yeah, dude.
I've literally. No, I will never say that. I hope to never say that.
Guys, smash that dislike button. Report us.
By the way, if you smash the dislike button, it does the same thing as smashing the like button. So I don't care what
it's
button.
It's the algorithm, yeah.
Right. Just interact with the video and we win. So
yeah, we'll take that.
Any comments too, yeah. Even later on after the fact. We'll come back.
It doesn't even have to be in English.
By the way, we didn't get a Russian comment that I still haven't didn't translate yet. So maybe I'll get onto that next week. I feel bad for my man. He might have said something real nice.
We'll get on that next week.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I apologize. I started this sidetrack tangent, but we got to get back to the play-in.
Hold on, though, Mike. Since we're on the tangent, and we're on the tangent of getting some viewership and some interaction. I heard some people don't like my haircut. I got a PayPal. If you want to PayPal me some money, and you really don't like my hair, I'll tell you what. You give me some good, decent money, I'll go wherever you want to go. Supercut, your mom's basement, whatever, man. I don't pay for haircuts.
Hey, Logan's a man of the people. He will.
How much we talking here for a haircut? How much?
What do you mean? For me to get a haircut?
Yeah, how much money are we talking?
It has to be worth it enough for me to use the electricity in my wheelchair to get to the place, right?
How much are we talking here, guy?
I don't drop numbers.
How many dollars? How many U.S. dollars?
First of all, if you put a money value out there, then you limit yourself. So if the guy really wants my PayPal account, I'll give it to him, and he can tell me what he thinks my haircut's worth. How about that?
Logan, I've been saving up my money from the haircuts I haven't been getting, as you can probably tell if I take off my hat. It looks
like you just got one.
Well, I gave one to myself like a month ago, and then I cleaned up a little bit here for the last podcast because I was like, it's getting a little.
Got to be professional.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to keep it clean shaven because you guys, I don't got HD on this camera, I don't think. But
first of all, people want authentic transparency nowadays.
Yeah, I'm just here to speak the truth. That's all I want to do.
Talk about speaking the truth, though. I don't know how the Clippers were underdogs in this game today.
Thank you.
Oh, because they have Cat Williams. There you go.
First of all, Cat Williams would wish he was Israeli. I mean, at this point, he really would. Cat Williams is so desperate for a job, he's probably going to deal with Whoopi Goldberg.
Damn.
That's how desperate Cat Williams is right now.
I feel like Cat Williams had a good comment recently, but I wish I could remember what it was. But it was pretty relevant to the recent times. I just have no idea what it was. Might have been about the Will Smith slap.
Oh, no. Is that Paul George out there?
Of course it's Paul George.
Dude, Clippers might be unstoppable. Yeah.
Playoff P, man. Playoff P and Reggie Jackson going to take home the win.
That's exactly what I mean when I say I can't play today with the underdogs. Because if Paul Pierce was
Paul George.
If Paul George was
Paul George, dude.
Paul Pierce is doing DraftKings commercials right now.
I mean,
shout out to DraftKings, future sponsor.
Shout out to DraftKings sponsors.
By the way, I don't know what ESPN was doing with Paul George, man. I would have leaned all the way into that Paul Pierce. I did it again with the Paul Pierce, Paul George thing, but I would have leaned all into that Paul Pierce scandal on Twitter. I would have got some major viewership out of that. I don't know what to hit a fire and go PR. See, that's why you don't want to get a haircut and make yourself look all fancy. Then you start worrying about sponsorship so much, man. I thought Paul Pierce was great for television. I think he should go and do more internet TV, get into more podcasts. But that's just me. Well, what do you guys think about this game? What do you think about this game? And then we'll circle back to the Cats.
I just started watching. What do you think, Mike?
I think, again, shout out Dr. Bank at the Hokies. If you forget what the Hokies is, it's Virginia Tech. I'm doing a bad job of framing it up in the picture, but we gotta just wait till they get Kawhi. I agree.
Yeah, that's governor.
That'll be next year, though. He ain't coming back this year.
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Appreciate the comment, Alan.
Look, man. I like Cat and I like Russell, but you got to go with experience. And like I think it was you, Mike, that said not enough people give Jackson enough credit, man. Reggie's been around for a while, and I just think, honestly, I think it's like the Cavs. I think the Timberwolves have a bright future, but they peaked a year early, man. I don't think this is their year. Just give it some time.
I feel like Reggie's been solid.
Alan, if you don't know us, even better. I appreciate you even more. So thanks for tuning in, and if you hang out, cool.
Or
if you got any questions too, I'd be happy to shoot the shit with you. So throw them out there as you got them.
Or you can join the podcast. That's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we just invite anyone who wants to join.
He said, "I don't know."
Sorry, you do know Governor has been on this podcast before. Alan is Governor.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know him. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right. Well, that explains it. But hey, I appreciate you tuning in like I've tuned in for you, because I'm the guy who, you get to play like, what's that, production or, that kind of thing.
Right.
The producer. Yes, the producer. That's the word I was looking for. Producer.
Well, just like you wanted an alter ego, Mike. Governor's had the alter ego before you, so. But
nice. So anyway, what I was going to say was regarding this game. I said to Logan, I texted him. I was like, "Dude, the same thing. Clippers are 3-point underdogs. Are you kidding? I know the game's at Minnesota, but we're talking about a one-game play-in. Like this is a game 7, essentially for some of these teams. Obviously, as a 7-8 seed, they have that luxury of having that buffer game where they have an extra, makeup game if they do lose. But you want to try and just secure your 7 seed.
Just win. Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, man, you're giving me Paul George, a.k.a. Playoff P, and then I'll take Reggie Jackson. I believe it's Marcus Morris. I always get the Twins mixed up, but I believe they're both pretty solid, and they show up in clutch games all the time. They play good defense. They're physical.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I almost think they're interchangeable, but I do believe it's, and I could be wrong, but Marcus is the slightly maybe more elevated one. I don't know.
Yeah, Marcus is
one of them got drafted higher. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Marcus is more athletic and he's a bit more of a shooter, while Markieff is more of your physical kind of grinder. But that's exactly why I like this Clippers team the most too, is because they got the older veterans. They got Batum, Reggie Jackson. Like they got some veterans who've been around the block, and the Timberwolves have been at the bottom of the basement for so long. They're young and hungry, but none of them have been there. So
I love that. That's so true.
In that kind of scenario, 12 to you. I mean, I think you were about to make the same point. I'll take the experience. Even Karl-Anthony Towns hasn't had a ton of experience as talented as he is.
Paul George has some of the best handles, like, in my opinion, in the game. They're, like, insane.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I love Towns. I think Towns gets slept on a lot. I think Towns is a multi-star MVP, maybe an MVP, but a multi-time all-star for years to come. I don't even think we've anywhere close to his peak.
He's still young.
Well, speaking of guys that are exciting, tomorrow's game they're going to feature some of tomorrow's stars, if you will. I think seeing Trae Young and Ball play tomorrow is going to be a real treat, man, because we're talking about the young up-and-comers of the league, and I think that's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited. Lonzo Ball, this is his first – not Lonzo, excuse me, LaMelo. He's going to get a chance here to really – be on full display for everyone who hasn't really gotten an up-close look at him. And I'm sure everybody knows, but not everybody got to see him in college because he didn't play in college and stuff like that.
What's
It was like a photo bomb almost. But
Well,
yeah.
what's interesting though, Mike, is both Ball brothers are going to be in the playoffs. I think that's an interesting little.
Well, Lonzo's not healthy yet, is he?
I think he's going to try to play. I thought he was a game time decision.
I'd love to see him come back, but
Let me know, Governor, if that's true or not. But I think Lonzo was a game time decision. I mean, I think he's leaning toward doubtful, but I do think he's going to try to give it a go.
I think they should save Lonzo. But my bad. I was just interrupting.
I mean,
you're good.
They will have to play him at some point this series though against the Bucks. They can't save him. I mean,
forever. I know. Yep, I know.
They're gonna need his length against the Bucks, I think, to guard Giannis. That could be an upset though.
Giannis is so good. Giannis is disgusting. They might just run it back.
They could. I think they're probably, you know.
Where's Denver? Did Denver make the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
Of course they did. They got the MVP of the league.
Yeah, you think it's not Embiid?
If it's Embiid, it's robbery.
No, it's Joker. Joker's done way too much for that team.
I actually have a Joker.
I'd agree. Yeah, probably. Yeah, without Murray, he got them back to what seed are they? They're definitely top 4.
I think.
Hell no.
I think they made it to 5.
Oh no. All right. I know.
Allen likes Luka.
Phoenix is at the 1 seed, right? And then I know Golden State was like in the 3 seed.
To be honest,
right now,
Luka. Yeah, I could see
Luka
getting MVP.
I don't see Luka winning MVP right this year. I think it's between the 2 centers. I could be wrong. Could be listening to too much ESPN. I don't know.
I actually have it Jokic, Giannis, in my opinion. I think people have the Giannis fatigue, but I think if you were going to list the 2 best players in the league in terms of difference makers, in terms of unicorns and how they impact their teams, I think without a doubt it's Jokic and Giannis.
Because his team's shit, dude. Honestly. I mean, I don't know.
The team's not shit. They made the playoffs. No team that makes the playoffs is shit.
The Cavs made it.
Not even LeBron's
Cavs are pretty good this year. I would have never guessed that going into this season, but they
Ricky Rubio was amazing at the beginning of the year.
I missed the beginning. What you said? What?
Ricky Rubio was amazing for the Cavs at the beginning of the year, facilitating and like dominating with the second bench or whatever that's called, the second string.
He did drop. He got hurt, right?
Yeah.
He was doing crazy numbers on the second unit. Yeah, that was.
He was putting up good numbers. You are right. I do remember that.
Because he
forgot about that. Actually, that was a great point. Because that was when they were talking about them the most. I think, like, man, who expected this? And yeah, you're right. It was Rubio at that time. Like,
yeah, he was awesome.
Probably his best year ever.
Don't sleep on the Heat either. Now that guy,
they're the 1 seed, right? I mean, how can you sleep on it?
In the East?
Right? Or no, wait. Do I?
No. Somebody got hurt. That's why I was a bit distracted. I'm sorry.
I feel like Philly could beat them. Milwaukee could beat them.
Because Boston got the 2.
Oh, I forgot about Boston. Damn.
No, the Bucks had to get number 1, right?
No.
I almost like that we don't know this.
No, yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
It speaks to the
we're having technical difficulties here, Governor.
Yeah, for real. The thing is just giving me that circle loading thing right now.
I'm glad because we're not ESPN. We're not going to climb you up with details. We're going to give it to you real. Listen, all your friends check their phones. I mean, if you're shooting the shit with
Miami, number 1. In the East, I can't believe it now that I'm even reading it to you, but I'm looking at it.
Top 8.
Miami number 1, Boston number 2, Milwaukee at 3, Philly at 4, Toronto at 5, Chicago at 6. I'm shocked because Chicago was number 1 for the longest time this whole season, and I feel like Chicago and Miami kind of just interchanged spots.
Yeah, they got hurt.
From where I thought it was going to be at the midseason. Granted, I know Brooklyn totally dropped off too, but their reasons for dropping off were more publicized because they had injuries. They, Kyrie obviously was out for a long time.
Yeah, Kevin and
half the
Kyrie,
games.
exactly. Right.
Harden was hurt all the time too, or half the time. Like they always had somebody hurt. They never played 3 guys.
Which is crazy to me, Mike, because the same thing, if not worse, happened to the Bulls, and they just never got the credit. And then for some reason, people just didn't want to give DeMar DeRozan his due this year.
Oh, I think he deserves the most improved player of the year.
By far,
without question. A couple years ago, or last year, it was Julius Randle, where it was without question, this guy just took another step. Now, you could give, and I'll skip that. I was going to say something else, but no disrespect to Julius Randle, didn't have the year he had this year.
He did not.
Or last year.
Everyone says that's going to happen to DeMar DeRozan next year, but
I think. Or go ahead, finish your.
Well, who cares what next year? They plan to get in the playoffs. It's like Nicholas Batum. People were saying, "Well, Nicholas Batum should have retired." It's like, you think Nicholas Batum is worried about next year? When you get to that advanced stage, the goal is to get to the playoffs. It's like Victor Oladipo coming back. Do you think the Heat care that he only played 20 games this season? No, because if he hit that big shot in the playoffs, that's all that matters. By the way,
the Bulls are going to be so good next year. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, they have a lot of depth. I think.
Do you see their starting 5? Are you fucking kidding me? That's insane.
Vucevic, top 10 center easily. Maybe. I'm not saying he's 10th. I'm just saying he's better than top 10.
DeRozan, Levine, Lonzo.
DeRozan, Levine.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I don't think.
We got Ayo Dosunmu. They got Caruso.
By the way, he is the most underrated rookie. Maybe. I won't say.
They got Kobe White. I mean, they have trade pieces too. You don't need all those point guards.
And they got Patrick Williams too.
Yeah,
Patrick Williams
good too.
Getting up there. He's getting up there. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely with the more minutes.
He's hurt most of the year, but he could be the uniform type defender to guard a Giannis, And people say, well, there's no stopping Giannis. Of course, there's no stopping Giannis. That's why it's a team game.
Slow the game down and foul Giannis. That's how you.
Alan's saying with DeRozan, you cannot go further than the second round. Proven fact.
I mean, he might be right.
All flat.
But my point on DeRozan is people have been doubting him all season. They're like, well, for the first 20 games, it was a cute story, but it'll fall off. Then it was, well, that's cool, but by the time the All-Star break ends, he'll have his moment in the All-Star game, and then he'll get tired, And that didn't happen. It's just then Zach LaVine came back, and then Vucevic came back. I'm just saying, watch out for these 8 seeds, because they're not really 8 seeds. I mean, you look at the Nets, the Bulls. I think, in some ways, those seeds could be a lot more difficult to the 1 seeds than some of these middle seeds. For example, I'd be more scared of the Bulls than the Raptors.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah, that's.
Now,
I don't know. The Raptors are a weird team. I've given them no credit all year, and then here they are, the 5 seed. So,
They got too
Yum.
many. They got too many beasts out there. Way too many, dude. A newbie, that Siakam guy, Fleet, and fucking Barnes. I mean, they're kind of a problem, but they're not gonna go all the way. Yeah.
If Scotty Barnes could shoot, it'd be one thing. And by the way, you can't say nobody's not going to go anywhere because I mean, we saw Leonard carry the team to the finals. I mean, that's what makes the NBA fun. I really think so. It's really what makes all sports fun. It's just the unpredictability of it.
Yeah, thank God it's the playoffs, dude.
And by the way, the cable companies should be kissing the feet of all these sports leagues because that's the only reason people still pay for cable these days.
All I watch is cable and Adult Swim. Or I mean, not cable. I mean, sports and Adult Swim.
Right. I mean, seriously. I mean, the way streaming is going, they're not going to have live sports pretty soon. I mean, that Amazon deal was huge at the NFL signing.
Yeah, who's going to watch TV?
Well, I mean, it's still going to exist for a short more time, but I'm telling you, with all these leagues going over to the internet, it's definitely happening.
And to be honest, who even watches this shit on their TV? Just go on your computer. You know, you're right.
Well, that's why I got YouTube TV, so I could stream it in my pocket if I need to. You know, it was a big part of it.
Yeah.
So, Mike, we talked about transparency, we built a lineup for this slate last night.
That's true.
Tell the people what you got right and what you got wrong. A lot of people
I am with you. I am all about when I am wrong, I'm wrong. So Durant and Kyrie both had great games. They both hit the 5 point per the five times value. Excuse me. Thank you. And so they still did probably, it'll depend on this game because it's in a 4-team slate. So the highest priced guys, I felt like you could have, avoided and gone cheaper guys with still good value. I still got Paul George. I still got Anthony Edwards, but they did hit the 5 times value. So it may, it could potentially still have been a good play. If they had gone to the 4 times value where they're only getting like 40 or 50, which sounds like a great score, it wouldn't have been worth it. But they both hit over 50. I know that. I can't remember what they got now off the top of my head. That being said, I will say my biggest misses of the night, I would say, were Mobley. He finished 17 okay, but came in definitely under 5 times the value. And then obviously with Mobley not hitting that number, the guys who overperformed, which I probably should have, in hindsight's 2020. So, but the guys who did overperform were Kevin Love and Markkanen. They definitely got 5-6 times value on their price. They had similar scores to Mobley, but they were 2,000 less in value on price. So, going forward, I think when you look at it in the playoff series, it's kind of nice because you get the same matchup night after night after night. The one thing I would say is going for fantasy players is you want to avoid picking what happened in the last game. The guys who go off, especially the role players that go off in a certain game 1, almost guaranteed will not go off in game 2. It's going to be different guys because the teams go back, they make adjustments. They're like, all right, now we got a little, shade a little closer to these guys. They're gonna burn us. And
yeah, it always bounces back and forth.
Yeah. I swear you can never pick the same lineup night after night. However, or you can't pick the same lineup from the last night that won. But I'm almost thinking at this point it might be better to just keep I got to keep playing Patty Mills because Patty Mills is going to have that breakout game, and I'm going to stick on that. He only put up 15 points tonight, so that was another guy. He got 4 times the value, and at 3,700, not that expensive, but he didn't, shell out or anything like that. So it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, they show their weaknesses. It's just KD and Kyrie on the Nets right now. It's just KD and Kyrie.
Bruce Brown's been playing
hold on.
and putting up the points
Hold on. Bruce Brown, I don't think he's going to keep playing like that. He did have a great game, though, but I don't think he's going to keep playing like that. I was just about to say that. I was just about to mention Bruce Brown.
I understand anyone who, because the crazy thing is he's done it like three nights in a row specifically. The problem with that is his stock price is going up. His fantasy price is going to keep climbing, and at a certain point, you just can't guarantee that value.
Well, it's like Jock Market, the new fantasy app that came into place, and they do that too. They adjust based on. It's like the stock market for sports for DFS, and I mean DraftKings does it night to night too. You got to pay attention to the matchups, like Mike was saying, in real life. But there's matchup inefficiencies in DraftKings, and you gotta see it. I would say, as a general rule of thumb, though, because it's the playoffs, we're seeing less and less resting. We're seeing, the star players get, 5 to 10 minutes more. Stars and scrubs definitely has more of an impact in the playoffs than it does during the season. And I would say you see a lot more friends getting together to watch these games together. You get a lot more casuals watching at the bars because it's, the playoffs. And they want to put $5 on, so they build what a lot of people call the shitter lineup for. It's just a guy who goes to the bathroom and builds his lineup in 5 minutes on the toilet. And I do think
it's not like 1% of the field though.
I do that sometimes,
but I do think that might be 1% during the season. But I do think that gets up to about 2 or 3 during the playoffs because you do see more casuals.
It's probably a little bit higher, yeah.
But, realize that pays the rate,
Yeah, it's 3% of just probably shit lineups. Yeah.
That's when I'm Mike. When I'm Dr. Bank, it's all business.
Dude, you are crazy. This guy is crazy, Logan. We got to get this guy out of here.
Talking about crazy. Alan Governot's going crazy in our chat. I think he needs some attention.
He said he'll be too expensive. Oh, he's talking about Bruce Brown.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like you gotta know when to play somebody and when not to play them. And sometimes a guy's gonna have a bad performance, and there's a reason he had a bad performance. Other times, that bad performance, you gotta say, oh, he's gonna bounce back. Like, one thing I would not do is play Kyrie against the Celtics because I just feel like they're going to get up in this stock trap, unlike most teams. One, they know him pretty well, and that team has a lot better defenders, especially at the guard position, than most teams do. I know Marcus Smart gets a lot of attention as a good defender, but he actually is a good defender. That's what I mean. Like, there's numbers, and then there's the eye test. And with a guy like Marcus Smart, he passes both. He is a good defender by the stats. And then if you watch him, he's a pretty good defender, in my opinion.
But Kyrie's in another fucking revenge game, dude.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
But it's also a revenge game for the Celtics.
And for Karis LeVert, who, by the way, Governor Allen has been posting a lot of things. I just wanted to comment on a couple of things he said.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say, yeah, I had a lot of candy today. I like that. I also want to say I like the fact that he likes my crazy, I think is what he's talking about. And then also to the players he was talking about, I agree on Love and LeVert. They would be good plays going forward. I think if the Cavaliers obviously advance going forward in the playoffs.
Mobley's gonna feast on Chumlee with who do they play, the Charlotte, or do they play who do the Cavs play? Do you guys know?
Well, they'll play the winner of Charlotte Atlanta.
Oh my, Atlanta will kill them. Oh, it's over. It's over, dude.
Yeah, I think Charlotte.
I don't know that Charlotte's gonna, or excuse me, Atlanta's gonna beat Charlotte.
I think Charlotte wins that game.
I think Atlanta wins that game.
I think it's gonna be a good game. Like,
it's gonna be fun.
I don't see a clear advantage for anybody, so I'd be interested to see what the spread is. Actually, I'll probably go look that up right now.
I really like Ball. I like both balls, to be honest with you. I like that two balls.
That was a good
Bowl.
That was good. That was too good, dude.
Yeah, I don't like this playing like Lance Armstrong. I like that two of them. I like Lonzo and LaMelo. So, but it's gonna be fun to watch those two young Sex Pistols shoot it out tomorrow night. It really is.
Okay, chill, dude.
You can't filter me, man.
Talking about balls and Sex Pistols.
I told you I want that just for men. That just for men sponsorship.
We have no sponsors. We have no authority to speak to.
Dude, and if we did, we're gonna get those ball white sponsors that were on Tyler Woodley shorts. That's our demographic, man.
I'll get us some sponsors, guys. Just relax.
I'm actually in talks with the sports
Sounds
app.
good.
I'm actually in talks with the sports app right now.
All right, so real quick, fun fact I just noticed: the Timberwolves just took the lead at halftime.
They did.
53-51.
Remember how I told you that Russell was going to have a big game and he was worth it more than Kyrie? He has 28 at halftime.
Damn. You did say that.
Nice. Yeah.
Mike,
I switched up my picks.
Mike also shout out to Edwards. Mike was all over him last night. So we were wrong about some things. I was wrong about Okoro, but the thing is you got to take some chances on those 3K guys because they allow you to get the expensive guys in your lineup.
That's true. Like, if you're going to overpay for a few guys, obviously you got to make it balance out at some point.
You got to make it balance at some point. Where you really go wrong is when you go real expensive and then they flame out. You know, you get that Mobley type performance or that Kevin Love performance. Yeah, you know me, Governor. I'm a huge fan of Paul George, even though I said his name wrong. I got stage fright today, and the worst thing happened. I said Paul Pierce. Although, I mean, I could have said different sports. I know people get Russell Wilson and Russell Westbrook all mixed up sometimes. That can be learned. Mike, what's the worst sports take you had last week? So, like, what's the one thing that you thought was going to happen last week that did not happen?
Probably was UFC. I just got to think of which one I got. I definitely lost a UFC bet. I actually did pretty good.
Oh my God.
Well, I did bet all the underdogs but it was more of a value play, and I ended up. It was a value play on Burns, Aljo, and Zombie.
Oh, Zombie was a bad play.
He got worked.
Obviously.
And all the credits to Volkanovski. He really showed how different his speed is, even though, even though he's shorter and doesn't have the reach, he's like, I'm just going to beat you to the shot.
Dude, people are still sleeping on Volkanovski. I can't believe it. I was 5
I
for
think
6.
now,
If Burns wins that fight, I bink. But he didn't win it. I was 5 for 6, but it's all right.
no, that's pretty much, yeah. Well, yeah, I lost 2 of those, but those weren't the it wasn't the Mike Malott fight. I'm trying to think of the other fight that it was. It was one of the prelims. I whiffed on. I just can't think of it right now.
Marlott, Ian Gary.
He won. Yeah, I didn't. Actually, I did end up taking. Maybe that was it. I had read a thing too that Mike Malott was, going to be the next guy to look out for, and maybe not the next big thing because he's not a young guy. He's not old either. He's in late 20s, early 30s, but he's been a coach on Team Alpha Male for a long time. He's got years where he has a record established. I think it was 7-1 going into the fight.
What do you think about the next card?
Is that the Gaethje card?
Yeah, JC Charles Rose, Donald Cerrone, Michael Chandler.
Cerrone's fight again?
Yeah.
He's back on it?
No, yeah. Just go away.
Because who's he fighting? Because I love Donald Cerrone, but I will bet against him.
I will bet against him for the rest of time.
Yeah, same. There is a certain point in the UFC, like I'm at that point with Tony Ferguson. Honestly, I know he's fighting Chandler, and I love that bet. I don't know what I'm going to get as a line, but I am going to take Michael Chandler all day against Tony Ferguson, just based on Tony Ferguson has not been the same since he fought Justin Gaethje.
He really hasn't.
At a certain point.
And who'd Cerrone lose to?
Say that one?
Who'd Cerrone lose to?
Time.
He lost to McGregor. He lost to Anthony Pettis, I believe. It was a close fight, so it was debatable. But
those are good losses. Those are very good losses.
He lost to Father Time. That's who he lost to. It's over.
No. I'm trying to think. He might have lost to Cerrone. No, he might have lost to Ferguson. I mean,
he did lose to Ferguson.
I'm trying to think of the one that was before McGregor. I know the McGregor fight was real short. I know after that, I believe, was when he fought Anthony Pettis before he went to the PFL. It was a split decision, or it was at least a decision.
Donald Cerrone. I remember, didn't Donald Cerrone test that one kid, and that kid was in the interview?
Alex Hernandez, yes.
Exactly.
Exactly. Alexander Hernandez, you're right on that. And that's the last fight, I believe, if I'm correct, Cerrone that he won.
Yeah.
And he looked like Cerrone, like the guy you expect. But since then, it's been he's also taken a lot of time off. So, but
look, Donald
good
Cerrone.
point on the Alexander Hernandez fight. Good memory on that.
Towns 0-7. What are you saying, Logan?
Look, Donald Cerrone, we all like him here from a like
fight milk.
Yeah, from a man of the UFC. From this like Statue of Liberty kind of happy-go-lucky guy, but Father Time has rang the bell on Donald Cerrone.
Did anyone get the fight milk reference?
I did not.
I hate your references. God, they're the worst.
That means they're the best. It always comes full
fight milk. is a reference to Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I should have
my
known.
God.
It's like that's like Mike's religious show.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
I thought we were doing a sports podcast, guys.
No, dude, don't put. I just said it last night. Don't put me in a box with a fox.
Dude, you're in a box.
No boxes.
There you go.
No boxes, no beard oil, no nothing. We just want to hang out.
I can turn my cam on for a little bit, I guess.
But
Why
that's
not? Logan, you can get in the camera too, man.
I could or I could not.
Fuck the haters.
But here's the thing, though. That's honestly what I wanted this to be, is just a educational, show where three guys, just talk about sports. By the way, let's build a lineup let's build a lineup. Let's give some people something to think about for tomorrow, because I do think we're going to see a good offensive explosion for tomorrow.
Let's have some fun, guys.
Pull that up.
That's a good idea, dude.
Mike, you got any take for tomorrow? Any initial thoughts?
For the game, the play-in tomorrow.
For the play tomorrow, yeah.
Let's take a look.
I know Alan's probably on a delay, so we'll ask him to put his thoughts into the chat if he wouldn't mind. Some thoughts, some players, some initial thoughts. I got the lineup set up right now. I'm gonna go with my boy Steve McCollum. I've always been a McCollum guy. I think they brought in McCollum for moments like this. I think McCollum is a must play tomorrow.
Oh, actually, you know who I saw? Now I remember. It was I really like PJ Washington's value.
Yeah, PJ Washington's good. He's been hurt for some of the year too.
Well, I didn't see what he was on DraftKings, but he's on FanDuel at 5,000.
He's 5,100.
Pretty much the same. So he's been putting up 25 plus, minus the last game. But the last game of the season, I don't know exactly what Charlotte's situation was, if they were playing everybody. He did have a pretty similar amount of minutes, but this guy's getting like 30 minutes a game. And at 5,000, his fantasy output, minus the last game again, previous to that, was over 25 points. I think 5 games in a row, 6 games in a row. One game he broke over 30. He's just a solid plug-in guy to get you that 5 times value. In my opinion, I think he's a must play. That was the one guy I looked at when I was looking at it and said he should, if you're doing a multiple lineup thing, he should be in every lineup. I don't think he misses.
But before I even looked at the prices, I thought Trae Young and DeJounte Murray are in the best spots against LaMelo and fucking CJ. They're just gonna kill them. But yeah. And they're the highest expense players. I feel like DeJounte and Trae Young are in smash spots, dude. Absolutely killer spots.
I like DeJounte Murray a lot. I do worry a little bit about I don't know what the illness was he had, but he missed the last he played the finale of the season, but he missed the previous 5 games or 4 games before that due to illness, and they said it was non-COVID, but
let me just say, Mike, that's why I like Lonnie Walker tomorrow.
Lonnie Walker and PJ Washington. Those are your guys' picks, really? Come on, guys.
You got to go with some value. You can't go with this straight up.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, we play under a salary cap, sir.
All right, so I'll do Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, and PJ Washington. This is the lineup I'm playing tomorrow. Stay away from my contest, or you're getting destroyed. Okay. All right, continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, it's all that's the beauty of it. You give us some top-notch guys to play. We give you a couple like bottom feeder. We got to build the lineup still together, so it could work. I think that's the beauty of the discussion. We get a lot of points out there. We get a lot of, hey, if I say, something about a player that somebody who's listened to hates, he's like, I ain't gonna listen to that. I think so-and-so sucks. Then you fade that pick. You may take something of all the other things we say. So, pick and choose what you like. It's just something to give you extra insight or extra knowledge about. But I think the value on PJ Washington is absolutely there.
Where does that come from? Why do you think it's there?
Because he's putting up 5 times the value every time.
Every game, pretty much. Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like he actually has the potential to do even more, but the floor is like
you want the floor. Yeah.
He's gonna. I'm not saying he's going to be the guy that wins you your lineup. He's going to be the guy that allows you to put those expensive guys in your lineup. Because he's only 5,000. He's still going to give you what you need in that window. Something like that. I don't know if that fully explains it, but
no,
that's all.
That definitely explains it. What are you saying, Logan?
There's the lineup. I just put.
What is it? I can't see it. What is it?
Yeah, I can't quite. Okay. Bridges I like. I don't know if I'm seeing the top of it. I don't see your point guard or your
Ingram.
I'll read it out. It's CJ McCollum, Brandon.
Okay, on the right.
Yeah, it's CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Herbert Jones, Washington, Collins, Walker, Ball. That leaves you 4,800 to do whatever you want with the last position.
You got a lot of fucking heart and ball, dude.
Ingram's gonna play it. It's 8,300. I think Ingram is the best price per value player on the slate.
Ingram at 8,300. He could hit 40.
It's because he was hurt most of the end of the season, but I think those were more rest purposes, trying to Paul George his way into the playoffs and make sure he was healthy and as rested as possible. And by the way, a rare occasion, but we saw Russell actually try to play some defense. So it's the playoffs when D'Angelo Russell's trying to play defense. So who's the expensive guy that you pay up for, Mike, since Schwab thinks that you just bargain on?
It's Trey or Deontay. You have to. You have to. There's no way.
Yeah, pretty much you probably do have to pick one of them.
I don't like Young.
I was going to go the other way. I was going to say, as much as I love Murray, I think in FanDuel, at least, he was almost $1,000 cheaper.
I don't like Murray either. I'm fading Murray and Young.
I gotta go see what I'm looking at. I'll give you the FanDuel.
Yeah,
if this ever loads.
Give us the FanDuel.
I feel like, and if you go Trey Young, I feel like you have to pair him with somebody else. He's one of the best assist players in the league. Atlanta loves to shoot. So if you do play Trey Young, you should probably pair him with somebody from the Hawks.
One thing I was noticing, I saw John Collins is out. So I was looking at just some stats from Danilo Gallinari.
Yeah.
And when he gets minutes, he can put up big points. Not saying it happens every time he gets the minutes. And to be honest, I have no idea what the coach is thinking. I don't know if he's actually thinking, I want to play this guy for real playoff minutes, or he was just giving him a lot of minutes in certain games, because it's a little sporadic if you look at his last game log.
Well, look at
like
their
where
spread.
he gets minutes and where he doesn't, or where it like jumps big time. But when he does get the minutes,
Yeah.
he puts up big points. So if you think he's going to be a guy that's, and I almost do, I'm not fully like DeAndre Hunter. I see you got him up now. I think he's a great player too. It kind of all just depends what the coach is thinking, and I haven't read anything or gotten any insight as to what that guy is thinking.
Okongwu has been getting big minutes.
He has.
He has been getting huge minutes, 20 minutes a game at least for 3,800. He's been paying it off every single fucking game.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Let me just do some quick hitters, and we can shoot it for a bit longer if you guys want to. But let me do some a
Yeah, I got like
preview,
10, 15, 20 minutes left.
a first look on the USFL. We're gonna break it down more on
I'm not
Thursday.
done with NBA. What the fuck?
But I want to just give out some quick hitters, some guys you guys should be looking at. Everyone's and their mom's gonna play Taimu, and they're gonna. I'm telling you, the guy to look at is Kyle Slaughter, who played with the Vikings. He is the only guy who's actually got NFL live game experience in the whole entire league. So there's that, like actual live games, not preseason games. He doesn't have huge rushing upside, but Kyle's a good one. And then I wanted to shout out another quarterback because everyone's going to play Tiamu. Everyone knows how good he played in the XFL. That guy's probably going to be 80% owned. I think that's bad chalk. You got to get off of it. Everyone thinks he's going to have that PJ Walker performance. And so I would play Slaughter or Scott. Not a lot of people know this, but Scott and their head coach actually played in a summer league last season. I forget the summer league's name, but basically they're just bringing the whole entire roster over to the United States Football League, and they're basically just going to play with the whole entire roster. And so when you talk about knowing the players, they know each other and they trust each other. So I would go with Slaughter or Scott.
What are you? Hold on. Slow down. Are you talking about cash or GPP or just in general or what?
In general, you know me. I don't believe that there's a difference between GPP and cash, but I'll get into that on Friday. I think good lineups are good lineups.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering. You said everybody and their mom's going to be on him, but
Jordan Teamu is going to be like 60% owned, 80% owned.
I believe that he's the big name. The quarterbacks that have the big names, it's him, and whoever. I think it's it's Shea Patterson and they also have another quarterback now. I'm forgetting the name. Paxton, right? It's Michigan, right?
Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, but the team is Michigan's team.
Yeah, Michigan Panthers coached by Jeff Fisher.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Jeff Fisher. This guy's coaching again. Who's Michigan playing week 1? Because I'm going to fade that. Because their coach is shit. Jeff Fisher sucks. Period.
Glad you mentioned it because
changed my mind.
Everyone's going to play. They're playing the Houston Gamblers. My perfect name for DFS people like us.
Oh, it's one letter off my name.
So this is the guy that you guys got to play. Do you know this man right here is legit almost 6'7"? He is a 6'7" wide receiver. The Philadelphia Stars.
That's a nice price tag.
What's that?
That's a nice price tag right there.
It's a great price tag.
Like that.
Scott and him had won a championship last season. In this other summer league that nobody knows about, not even me. My point is, it's the whole entire team basically just brought over to this league. Like they've been playing with each other for like 3 straight years. Talk about like intramural football all you want, make all the jokes you want. These guys have been playing a rec league together for years.
Oh, that
So-
absolutely makes a big difference, though. They got chemistry.
And I'll give you a fun fact. Did you know Barack Obama and Scott shared a college? So there's not only is it the United States Football League, but we got a president who shared a college with a quarterback in this league. So the United States incentives and shower narratives are really running deep in this league, I have to say. That's my one United States football joke I will make. And then there's another guy I need to mention really quickly that you guys need to do some research on. Did you know? Okay, I want you guys to know this. There in this league, they have a lot of flexibility in your roster flexibility. So you don't have to roster as many running backs or tight ends that you would have to in the NFL. So some teams only have 2 running backs, and Tampa happens to be one of the few teams that only has 2 running backs. BJ Emmons is one of the 2 running backs. He is an former Alabama 4-star who kept getting hurt in college, and because he could just never get on the field, he never really got an NFL chance either. He is like one of the few rare Alabama prospects that's going to be on the field. And there's only 2 in his position group. And by the way, most teams have 2 tight ends. The Michigan Panthers have 4 tight ends. So the philosophy and style in this league is going to be interesting to watch. It's also said that the Tampa Bay Bandits are most likely going to feature the most 5 wide of any team in this league. Fun fact. So that they have the least amount of tight ends, and they're more likely to go 5 wide. Another cheap guy, actually got NFL experience, would be Taylor. He's only 4,000 in this league for some reason, and he'd be a good bring back if you went with that Philadelphia stack. He's actually got some NFL experience, and for some reason, I think it's because he was drafted as an expansion player later on, and not enough people were paying attention. Not even DraftKings, because he shouldn't be this low price. Now, do you guys want to mention anything, or do you want to just do more research and comment on Thursday night? I wanted to do some quick hitters and get some initial thoughts out there for the people.
I think you did a deep breakdown pretty early on. I think you gave people some good tidbits on things they might not have been looking out for or might not have known.
Yeah, dude,
Okay,
you should clip this. You should clip this and make it a YouTube video, what you just said. Yeah.
Well, Thursday I'm gonna do a full breakdown, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So this kid right here, everyone thought he was going to be drafted as a fullback because stereotypically he's white, he's giant, and they didn't think he was going to be a true running back. He's got a mullet. He looks like he came right out of a Texas, like one of those like Texas like reality shows, like exactly what Peyton Hillis looked like. And they went and drafted a fullback and definitely promoted this guy at running back. He is the other running back that I think could get 25 touches for his team. And he's not the fastest or probably the strongest, but from all accounts, coaches love his heart. And a lot of people say the only reason he wasn't really given a real shot in the NFL was the stereotype based on that he was a white running back. That's not my words. That's the words of other people. We haven't seen very many white running backs besides guys like Zach Zinner and Peyton Hillis. This guy's hungry to prove that he can go to the NFL. He's already mentioned that he's like wants to put this on his resume to make this a launch pad into the NFL. Let me ask you guys some questions because you don't know anything about it.
What a dickhead.
That'll make this interesting because you guys haven't done that much research yet. Do you think this league will help players get into the NFL?
Yeah, dude.
A select few.
Dude, are you not watching these games this weekend? What are you doing?
Well, I am, but I'm a degenerate.
Okay, I'm a degenerate. Mike's a
But
degenerate.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm a sports guy.
I agree. I can't deny that.
I listen to so much sports content. You guys would have no idea. I go to the grocery store with my headphones on. I go to the gym with my headphones on. I go to sleep with my headphones on. Like I got 2 games on right now. Like I was watching sports when I had a girlfriend. Now that I don't have a girlfriend, like my only girlfriend is sports. I used to sleep with a basketball. I mean, this is what I do.
Okay, all right. We move on.
So Paxton Lynch decided to play in this league over the Canadian Football League because he thought this league had more viability. Now, if it's true that Menifee is going to be broadcasting, we're going to get a Collinsworth on NBC. What is a successful week 1 for this league?
Reggie just hit a nice 3. I have no clue, man. I have no clue what's going on with the USFL. I tried to look it up.
That's what I mean. Though. I want your initial. Like, if I said to you, you knew nothing about it.
What do they need to succeed? Excuse me.
Well, for you to care about.
I have a good answer. I have a very, very good answer. I feel like since Dwayne Haskins just passed away.
Yeah. All right. Man, that was crazy.
Maybe Mike Weber, who played with him, Johnny Dixon, who just played with him. Maybe they'll have a little bit of heart in this game. But I mean, it's not likely, but maybe it's there.
I think you might be onto something. So those guys played with him in college or in the pros at
Ohio State? At Ohio State, yeah.
I think you might be onto something there. That's like a nugget you wouldn't. I didn't know that, or I obviously I knew the tragedy that just happened, and I still think like
Mike Weber is RB1. Yeah,
what's up?
Mike Weber's a RB1 and Johnny Dixon has blazing speed. But
I do remember Weber at Ohio State.
He fell off. Yeah, but
really, because he was good.
Here's another.
How is he not in the league? That's not a bad.
He just played for Green Bay, but they couldn't play him. Yeah,
I'm telling you,
we had good running backs too, though. Like
there's Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Yeah,
there are more good players in this league than people realize. I want to mention though, Shea Patterson.
I remember Mike Weber. I know him too, but
Shea Patterson is in like a revenge narrative right now, which is huge.
Yeah, I want to mention that Patterson played with Ajabo though at Michigan, like they're college teammates. So
that is huge. That is huge.
Yeah,
you want to pull up those. There are some other things. See, a lot of people think like Shea Patterson in this league as well as a.
I know that name. He's really good receiver.
He's going to play tight end and wide receiver for the Stallions. So I'm gonna have all this little nuggets for you, but I'm glad you brought up Haskins because I wanted to do something interesting.
I'm glad you brought up Shea Patterson. I cannot believe he's A tight end, B not in the NFL.
Yeah,
I remember him at Wake Forest, and I know Wake Forest. You're thinking like, I'm pretty sure it was Wake Forest. If I'm not right, I'm just getting the school wrong, but the colors are right. So I'm pretty sure it was Wake Forest.
I'm either going to play Sage Surratt or Taylor. I haven't made the determination yet.
But he was their best receiver, and
yeah,
he was their best receiver like for as long as I can remember. So I mean, I get it. It's Wake Forest football, not a great program, but
he's also 6'5", like 220.
he's good.
I would call him a poor man's Anquan Boulder.
I'm shocked he's playing tight end. I never.
There's a lot of tight end wide receiver hybrid.
Yeah, well, I would take him in my. I will absolutely, because he's the name I know. Mike Weber too. I'm glad you brought that up because man, I was looking at these lineups when we first talked about it a week ago.
Yeah,
and other than the quarterbacks, I really had a hard time picking out names when I was scrolling through the draft. That's who I knew, and
they hadn't done the expansion draft yet. At that
now I can't. Where did Sage Surratt get drafted? Because it's true. They draft a lot of defensive guys too. So and I don't know all them.
Sage Surratt went undrafted to the Detroit Lions last offseason and then got hurt.
Interesting.
I want to mention also Bug Howard got signed by the Philadelphia Stars, another former wide receiver, tight end, kind of big body guy. He last played for the Colts, but he is a contested catch, kind of Mike Williams, former Mike Williams. See, size matters, and I'm telling you, the Philadelphia Stars team has. I'm not kidding you. They have 4 to 5 wide receivers that are 6'4" or taller, including
they'll manhandle them. Those little cornerbacks, they'll manhandle, especially in the red zone. They'll manhandle them.
Yeah, the first guy I showed you literally is almost 6'7". So, but size is starting to become a thing. There's a tight end in the draft. The name escapes me. He's projected, I think, as number 3 tight end in the NFL draft this season, where he might be 6'8" to 6'9". So we're starting to see some genetic freaks out there, some basketball players at all.
Yeah, they're copying the NBA. Yo, shout out to Governot, by the way. Shout out to Governot. Again.
Shout out to everyone, man. I've been talking to some good people. I'm not kidding when I say this, guys. I want to bring on some other United States football content creators, because if you're grinding the United States Football League, you really care, not about DFS only, but like you really care about sports. And so I really want to connect with these people. And so I got 2 or 3 of them in the hopper. I hope they can join us. I hope Governot can join us on Thursday. I'll even move it around to try to get as many people in here as possible. Thursday is going to be a really fun show. I'm going to debut our music for the first time. I got some graphics. I've really worked at this. But at the core, the number one thing I've been getting all week from all these big time guys is the one thing I miss about being a small channel is just having fun. It's just doing what we're doing now, where you're not worried about being polished. You're not worried about sponsorships. You just have your friends, and you guys are just shoot the shit and enjoy sports. And that's what we did tonight.
Dude, this was such a fun show. Funnest show I've had ever.
Thank you, man. I'll let you guys kind of spin off what you want. We can end it. We could watch into this game. We can talk about anything you want.
There's still another quarter left in the game. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, it's up to you. I got to use the bathroom at some point. I didn't want to break down if we were going to call it, but I'm down to hang. I'm going to watch the game anyway. So, but nice breakdown on the USFL stuff, man.
Beautiful.
No.
It's noticeable. You definitely took it to another level with your deep dive into.
Well, no, that's just a taste, man. Trust me.
Save a little for later.
I got full graphics. I got detailed information. Don't think that was it, man.
But we got
dude, Logan, you went the fuck off, dude. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
No, man. I've done
Thank
some.
you.
I've really done some work, man. The one thing you guys will learn about me is when I say things, I mean them. They're not always right. So, like when I say I like this quarterback, Scott, I'm going to be playing Scott. I'm going to be fitting Jordan Deamo. That's not to say Tiamo is a bad play. That's not to say Tiamo couldn't go out and score 25 points. It's just, look, he's going to be 50% owned, okay, at least. I can't play a guy that's going to be 50% owned and feel different enough in a league where there's not enough difference makers.
Sure.
Who was the quarterback you said that reminded you of Philip Walker? Was that
Scott?
Okay.
Mike, I'm not saying these guys are good. All I'm saying is they've played together for like 3 years in a row with the same coach. With I think I had heard today. I want to give him credit. It was Ian Hartich of PFF with Cody Main. I want to say they said they played together for 3 straight years with the same coach for the most part. And 80% of the roster came over to this league. Now,
and what team was that again? Philadelphia?
That's the Philadelphia team. So
okay, yeah.
Another good shout out to the United States Football League. Another cool thing they're doing for the people of Birmingham.
Yeah, maybe the United States Football League should fucking sponsor us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, there are. I have talked to some reporters, and there are podcasts out there, and there are some partnership deals. So we might be able to get some free swag at some point down the line. I don't want to overpromise, but we might be able to get some United States swag.
Dude, if you get a nice little background and you keep doing this shit, I'm gonna want a nice little background. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. It's like people say, well, you should do a green screen, you should do this. And the number one thing you should do first is make sure it's enjoyable content. Everything else will be upgraded over time. You know, we'll get better production. We'll get more comfortable. We'll probably get some sponsorships. We'll probably do at least 2 or 3 more things that piss you off, though, because there are always going to be things that you have to sacrifice for success. You know?
Well, if you have a good setup and you look decent and you talk right, I mean, if you hate, you're just a fucking hater at that point. You know what I mean? So.
Well, look, I welcome the haters just like you welcome your failures, because your failures become your successes. I mean, you don't learn.
Your failures do become your successes. That's how you succeed. Exactly.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
You either learn or you unlearn. There is no difference. So even in my mistakes, it's called growth. You know, and I truly believe that. And so instead of trying to be somebody else, instead of investing $1,000 into a camera, I got to make sure that people want to hear our voice first. And then once people hear our voice, that's when we go and do green screens. That's when we do live meet and greets, and me and Mike actually meet in person for the first time, and we do some best ball drafts together. And we go to some of these live events and stuff like that. But oh my God, Paul George is doing an amazing job.
Paul George, I'm watching the game. Paul George is interesting. So are the Minnesota players, though.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Russell and Edwards are not afraid of the moment tonight. They are really stepping out.
Paul George just killed that guy, by the way. Put him in a fucking body bag.
See, but I wasn't going to bet against the Clippers because I just think the NBA playoffs is a star-driven moment type league, and Paul George coming back, I don't think DraftKings gave enough credit to as a like legit star player. You know,
he is a star. Nobody.
And I don't blame him. It's not DraftKings' fault because he's been on the shelf for so long. You know, he's been the corduroy bear of the department store where he just been on the shelf for so long, people forgot about him. but he has real value, man. Like, Paul George for me is still a top 15 player in the league.
He's one of the best players. Well, he's not one of the best players in the league. He's like one of the best players in the league. You know, it's like, yeah.
And another guy people forgot about, well, while we let Mike get set up here, the guy people forgot about, they're going to really remember these playoffs. I'll give you two because I'm on such a roll tonight. Victor Oladipo is going to have a good playoffs.
I'll be watching.
He's got to come back. Like, that's a bold prediction, and if he does, I'll like all the credit to you. But I feel like he's going to be on a minutes limit and stuff like that. Like, he's just coming back, isn't he?
He's been back for like a week.
If you're ready, be fucking ready. Don't be on a minutes limit. I hear you, Mike, but goddamn, fuck that minutes limit.
Well,
shit.
that's the coaches and medical staff.
Dumbass coaches.
Hey, Governor, can you give me an exclusive? If you're still here, man, I need an exclusive Thursday night. I need a prediction from your dad. I need you to show him the United States football slate. If people don't know, Governor and me have been friends for a while. His dad always gave us a shout out for the NFL. Always gave us a play of the week kind of thing.
Yeah, shout out to Governor, his dad, his brother.
His dad would always give us a play of the week in our DraftKings lineups. So I need to carry on that tradition, unlike any other, because we just had the Masters, Governor. I need your dad, if he would, give his play of the USFL. For me, it's Scott. For you guys, it's nobody because you haven't done enough research yet. And I understand these boys, they drink Coca-Cola and they drink Dr. Pepper. And I Faygo, so I'm not afraid. And for people that don't know, Faygo is like a Michigan local brand. But look, I just think this league is going to be so fun. I really do. I think with the integration of the internet, I think they're gonna welcome in 1204 generation better, and I just think they want to have fun, man. They want to have fun, and unlike Vince McMahon, I honestly think the reason the XFL didn't work is Vince McMahon got greedy with money. Because
Vince McMahon
wanted ESPN to cover his.
It's 12:04. Fuck Vince McMahon.
Well, look, I think Vince wanted ABC and ESPN so badly he overpaid for that moment.
Because the WWE is dying, by the way.
Well, I was about to make a bad joke, but
no, do it, dude. We're so late. It's 11:43 here, dude.
The kids are all asleep.
Vince McMahon's a dinosaur himself, so I don't know why you'd be surprised.
Oh my god. Okay, that was insane. All right, dude. All right, continue.
I'm not saying Vince is gonna die. What I'm saying though is like you can't expect it.
You called him a dinosaur. That is borderline racist against dinosaurs.
Yeah, why are you being homophobic, Logan? I don't understand.
It's definitely prehistoric. That's what it is. But look, so
okay.
But here's the thing: is the United States Football League, in all seriousness, they literally put out a PSA: who wants to support us? And Fox stepped up. Okay. The problem with the XFL is Vince McMahon went begging for ESPN to cover them. So when ESPN covered them, they didn't give them the best time slots. They didn't give them the number one spot on the website. Fox gave them a really good commentary crew. If you go to Fox Sports right now, go ahead, Mike. What do you got?
I'm reading Dino's comments. The dinosaurs have been marginalized for 65 million years.
Yeah.
Like, we can't disrespect those dinosaurs. So,
True.
I don't know what kind of podcast we're trying to run here. But we can't be disrespecting dinosaurs.
We're like archaeologists.
They have been completely abolished from society.
Archaeology podcast here, guys.
Hey man, I want to talk about anything. We can go Jurassic Park.
I like Jurassic Park.
Is Paul George gonna stop or no? Or is he just gonna keep going forever?
It's playoff P, baby.
Man,
All inclusive.
he's still top 15 in the league, right, Mike?
Top
We
15.
still what?
He has to
Top
be.
15?
Top 15 in the league, Paul George?
Yeah, when healthy.
No, that was when you said he's like a top. I think 12 was talking about him being a top player in the league. I'm thinking like trying to put a number on it in my head actually, and that was what I said. I'm like, he's top 15. I wasn't thinking at the time like let me try and name the 14 guys that are better than him. But if I had to just, that's exactly what I would throw out. He's top 15.
Paleontology. Now, if Towns can show up, I'll be okay. Hey, this isn't a DFS stream. We're not here to hear about your guys you picked. All right, Governor.
No, we are, though. I want to know how he's doing.
Hey, if you want to cry, this shoulder's not for you, dude. I'll tell you that right now.
No one's crying. There's no crying in DFS.
You can tell. You can. All right. What? I don't. USFL is this? Whatever. I don't even care.
Paleontology.
Sorry, Logan. I'm sorry. It's my bad.
What is that?
I'm having a good time.
Oh yeah, this is a super fun podcast. You guys want to do this on Friday? Oh, you said Thursday? Oh my god. Can we shoot for Friday or no?
Potentially. I might be available.
I'm trying to figure out when is the best time for everyone, to be honest with you.
I had only suggested Thursday because there was no basketball that night because they're taking off after the play-ins to set up for the playoffs. They have one night buffer. Oh, no, wait. Actually, it's still play-in on Friday. It's just they give them an extra night.
Yeah, I'm down for Friday if you guys want to run this shit back.
I'm down. It still gives us time to
can we start a
do
little
more USFL
earlier?
stuff.
Can we start earlier or no?
Maybe an hour earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, I could always hop in late too. So if you guys gotta get it popping, I ain't hating. No haters.
Haters are my motivators.
We'll figure it out. No problem. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry. Yep. Go ahead.
no, I think we're good. Did you guys want to stand? Did you have anything you want to say? Did you want just the only reason I'm saying is because it went on an hour and 30 minutes, and if we go on too long, I don't know how many more viewers we'll get. So we might be better off just saving all these hot takes for Thursday.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's enjoy the last. We'll catch the last quarter of action of this game on our own, and we'll say catch you later to the next time.
All right. That works. That sounds good with me.
Take care, guys. We will be back to break it down. That was just my initial thoughts. These guys think I went deep. I got more information for you for the United States Football League. We're going to go deep in the playoffs. Me and Mike know a lot of sports. In fact, the reason I want to do this on Thursday was because I'm really degenerate and I want to talk some golf. But you know what? Golf is on Friday too, so I'll still be able to get my golf.
God.
Alan, appreciate you tuning in and giving us good comments too, and just talking points.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Always nice to see somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring on Alan one time. People don't know he's a cook. We're gonna bring him on one of these shows, and we're gonna talk about food and like how food and sports go hand in hand. And that's
Oh my God, I hate you, Logan.
You think I'm kidding? I legitimately
I the problem is I know you're not kidding.
the
That's
longer
the
you
problem,
joke me,
guy.
the more I'm going to keep track of it. I'm going to make sure it's at least an hour podcast.
Loved it, Alan. Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Take care.
All right.
Mm.
Good night.
Catch you later.
All right. Later, guys. Good stuff.